Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to go a little deeper than just, perfect code. We're going to explore the moral and ethical side of a career in data science and AI. We'll be looking at how you can build a career that's not just successful, but one that's also meaningful and, frankly, just.
Okay, so let's just dive right in with this quote. It really sets the stage, doesn't it? It suggests that even the most technically flawless code can completely fail a higher ethical test. And that's a huge idea, that every single line of code we write has this moral weight to it, something we often just push aside in the race for more efficiency.
And, that really brings us to the big question we're tackling here. It's not about whether your code runs without bugs, but whether it operates with real integrity. We're going to look at how to build a career that's anchored in some timeless principles that could be a real guide through the crazy tech world we're in today.
All right, so first up, why does this even matter so much right now? Well, as we're looking at the AI landscape of 2026 and beyond, the whole conversation is shifting from what we can build to what we should build. The truth is, we're in the middle of a moral crisis, and it's happening right inside our algorithms.
The industry is really facing a major disconnect. I mean, AI is just exploding, right? But that speed is creating some very real societal harms, from biased AI to serious data privacy violations. The corporate goal is almost always maximum optimization, and that can clash directly with the developer's personal sense of responsibility. This means we need a fundamental shift in how we see ourselves, moving from just being a code contributor to becoming a true steward of digital impact. Okay. So how do we actually build a new foundation for our work? Well, it starts by totally reframing our relationship with data, getting away from a purely technical view and grounding it in a really powerful ethical concept. And here it is. We can find this new foundation in the concept of Amanah. It's an Arabic term from Islamic tradition, and it means a sacred trust. Now, applying this to data science, it completely changes the game. It reframes data privacy from being just another legal checkbox to tick to what it really is, a profound moral duty to protect the information that people have entrusted to us. And you can really see the difference here, side by side. On the left, you've got legal compliance. It's reactive, it's about ticking a box, avoiding a fine, doing the bare minimum. But on the right, this sacred trust mindset is something else entirely. It's a proactive moral duty that isn't just about avoiding penalties, but is about actively protecting human dignity. It's a shift from a minimum standard to a much higher purpose. All right, let's get practical. Let's see how all this actually builds into a workflow for making our models fair. Because at the end of the day, these big ideas have to translate into the code we actually write. This is where the rubber really meets the road. The ethical call for justice has to connect directly to the technical challenge of finding and fixing model bias. So the big puzzle is, how do we make our neural networks not just accurate, but genuinely fair? This gives us a really clear three-step playbook. First, we have to identify the historical biases that are baked into our datasets, because let's be real, no dataset is neutral. Second, we apply technical fairness metrics, but we see them as more than just tools. They're acts of social advocacy. And finally, we intervene. We use our code to actively correct these biases and protect marginalized communities, fulfilling a duty that goes way beyond the project requirements. Now, this is bigger than just you or me at our keyboards. To make a real difference, this way of thinking has to scale up to how we lead and shape the entire tech industry. It's all about building an ethical legacy. This comparison really gets to the heart of it, and it highlights the importance of our intention, or niyyah as it's known in Islamic tradition. Are we building with a mindset of disruption for profit, where all that matters are metrics and short-term gains, even if it creates addiction? Or are we adopting a mindset of innovation for creation, where we balance those metrics with human dignity and build tools that have genuine long-term usefulness for people? So, what can you actually do? Well, here are some concrete strategies. You can advocate for ethical frameworks, even on secular teams, by talking about shared values like fairness and dignity. You can make a conscious choice to prioritize long-term social good over the glamour of working on the coolest new tech that might not actually help anyone. And, so importantly, you can mentor and inspire the next generation to see their work through this ethical lens too. So really, what this all boils down to is a whole new way of looking at your career. It's about seeing every Python script, every dataset, every single model, not just as a technical job to be done, but as a chance to fulfill a higher moral calling, a way to serve humanity and uphold that sacred trust. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. Your work, your algorithms, they're going to outlast any software update or industry trend. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, what enduring ethical value are you building into your work? What is going to be the legacy of your code?